guys, welcome to another video. My name is Harry J. Pacheco. Don't ask what the J stands for. Now, today I'm here to talk to you about anxiety. A lot of us struggle with it, some more than others, and I just wanted to give you some tips, some advice on how to help you in your everyday life, basically. I do want to give a quick disclaimer. I am a licensed peer counselor. Some of the things I will be telling you would be from what I learned doing that, but also other things that I've learned throughout my daily life because I also struggle with anxiety. That being said, I am not a therapist, I am not a psychologist. So if you feel as though you're in crisis, if the feeling is getting too bad, I urge you to seek medical attention as soon as possible. There are hotlines you can call, websites you can go to. I just wanted to let you know that you are not alone. There are resources for you. So please, 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 if you're in that state, please seek attention from professionals. All right. Advice number one, know your triggers. When you're in the midst of that feeling, if you feel like you're having anxiety, know where it came from, all right? So let's say you are having a confrontation, an argument with a girlfriend or boyfriend. Ask yourself, why do you feel this way? Why do you feel this way in a certain moment? Is it because of the fight itself, or is it, for instance, a fear that they might break up with you? Why are you feeling that way in that specific moment? And then second, ask yourself, why does it affect you the way it does? This is going to lead into the next step. What is the origin? Now, let's say in that scenario, you're having a fight with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever it is. Ask yourself, what's the origin of that fear? Because all of it's fear-based. Is it a fear of abandonment? Or do you feel like they're going to break up with you and then just leave your life forever? Is it a fear of rejection? Maybe perhaps as a child you were rejected and it somewhat affected you throughout your whole life. Most of these things probably stem from childhood. That's what most studies suggest. That's what I've seen in life. Most of it stem from childhood. So figure out the origin of that fear, all right? Knowledge is power. It really, really is. To give you a bit of a more dramatic example, take a look at Exorcist. We've all seen the movie. We've all seen other movies to deal with possession. A lot of the times, the exorcist in question is, the first thing they need to do to defeat the demon is find out the name of the demon. Without finding out the name, they won't be able to defeat it. And that really translates into this. Find out the origin, find out the name of your demon, and the sooner you do, the sooner it no longer has power over you. The sooner you can defeat that, you can control it, you can basically eliminate it. All right? My next piece of advice has to do with fight or flight. As humans, no matter if we're in the modern age, we still are hardwired towards the Stone Age. And what I mean by that is that our most basic primordial instinct is to survive. So what happens when you're having a panic attack, when you're feeling that anxiety, our bodies are forced into survival mode. We have all that adrenaline rushing through us. Our heart is just racing out of control. We can't breathe. That's because at that moment you feel like your existence is threatened. So you have two options, fight or flight. The first one I'm going to talk about is flight. So, actually not flight, fight. So with fight, the first thing I have to tell you is do not believe your internal story. And what I mean by that is this. Oftentimes when we're in the midst of a panic attack, when we're in the midst of a confrontation, we have all that adrenaline rushing through us. We start creating these horrible stories, the most worst things we can possibly think of, the worst scenarios, the worst everything, and then we believe that to be the truth. You start having these imagined betrayals going on in the middle of your mind, or just you create a whole story about what's going on when in reality it's probably not the truth at all. So what I want you to do is do not believe your internal stories. Understand that you are in a heightened state of emotion, and in that, everything seems true. So take a moment to just analyze your thoughts and realize that half the things you're thinking, if not all of them at that particular moment, is not true. Wait till you're in a calm state and then analyze the situation. We're going to take it back to the fight with a girlfriend or boyfriend. You're probably thinking, oh, are they cheating on me? Are they trying to reject me? Are they manipulating me? Are they lying to me? Understand that this may not be true. It could be true, but what I'm saying is when you're in that heightened state, don't allow yourself to let your psychosis bleed into that situation, because you're just going to make it worse. What you're gonna do is wait until you're in a calm state. Wait until you're in a calm state, analyze the situation, and ask yourself, were your previous thoughts true? Because if you have that same feeling, then yeah, go forward, have the talk when you need to, whatever it might be. It could be, with a friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. Do so once you're calm, once you've analyzed the situation from a calm state of mind. And I guarantee you that talk or whatever situation it is going to be so much better than if you just went into it with all those crazy stories in your head. Believe me, I've been there. Yeah, just don't go through that. The next I want you guys to know is that the world is for you, not against you. A lot of the times when we're in that state, we think the whole world is out to get us. We create social anxieties because we think everyone's looking at us and all this stuff. It could be a different scenario. I'm just giving you an example. But understand that a lot of the times the world around you is just dealing with the same problems you're dealing with, maybe in a different way. But believe me, most of them aren't out here to get you. The world is here for you. Take it by the reins. Just embrace the world. Now, the next thing is flight. Avoidance of fear increases the fear. And then I'll take this back to a Harry Potter quote. Fear of the name only increases fear of the thing itself. And that can be applied powerfully in so many situations. To give you an example from a couple of years ago, I had to hold off having a conversation with a manager of mine. My manager, I'm a very non-confrontational person, and my manager was not. They tend to be very confrontational. So in that sense, I needed to have a conversation about, certain things. And I was holding off on that. I was holding it off, and what I found out about that was basically that the longer I held out, the more I feared having that conversation. And that can be applied in any situation. The longer we tend to run from things, the more fear we have for that thing we're running from. So that leads into my next one, confront the bully. And by bully, I don't mean necessarily a person. I mean more confront the emotion, confront the fear. Face your fear, whether it be a person, a place, a thing. Confront that fear. The sooner you do so, the sooner it no longer has power over you. Take it back to what I said before about, knowing your triggers and things like that. Know your triggers. That's how you confront it. Confront those things and they no longer have power over you, all right? My next piece of advice is on how to deal with panic attacks. Now, no matter how much of this stuff that you do in the beginning that I told you before, sometimes we're prone to them. Sometimes it can happen. We're human. Eventually, you may have a panic attack. You'll have an anxiety attack. So this piece of advice is how to deal with it when you're in it, basically. So my first piece of advice is to remember to breathe. People underestimate how much steady breathing can actually help you. And it's funny because we breathe every second of every day. Basically, what I mean by that is just close your eyes, no matter where you are, no matter what's going on. Close your eyes, take a deep breath through your nose, and then exhale through your mouth. This is going to regulate your heart rate. The slower your heart rate is, the more calm you are, the less adrenaline that's pumping through your whole system, and then you start getting calmer and calmer and calmer. So just remember to close your eyes and breathe. My second piece of advice is be aware of your surroundings. Now, when we are having a panic attack, we're entering into that fight or flight stage. We start thinking that the whole world is out to get us. So if you are aware of your surroundings, take a look around, and maybe there's a dresser near you, a tree, cat, dog, whatever it might be. Be aware of those things. Take a look at the colors of the trees, the color of the dresser, whatever's around you. As many of the minute details as you can find about those things, the better. You slowly start realizing that there's nothing around that's here to harm you. You're perfectly safe. You are perfectly fine. So please be aware of your surroundings. The next piece of advice is, this is something personal to me on a spiritual level. Find your mantra. Now, what I mean by that is that it's a line or two that you can repeat to yourself that you attach to calmness or whatever feeling you want to feel in that moment. Now, for people who are into religion such as Christianity, you can find basically a quote from the Bible. If it's Buddhism, Find some Buddhist mantras, do that. Me personally, I'm a writer, I'm a poet, so I find my own mantras. When I feel that way, I close my eyes, I breathe, I take a look at my surroundings, and then I say the mantra. I repeat it over and over and over again. The thing is, I don't know if you've noticed when you're trying out a new skill, the longer you do it, the more safe, the more comfortable you feel doing so. So with the mantras, repeat it, breathe, repeat it, breathe. When you do that, you start regulating all the levels in your body, all the breathing, all the heart rate, all of that. And you start feeling calmer. Now, my next piece of advice is this. Change your state. What I mean by that is change the way you're feeling at that particular moment. A lot of the times we feel that, oh, we're having this feeling, it's never gonna go away. It is. Get up and do something. Remember that fear will always hit a still target. So get up, shake, dance, bark. So to be completely silly. Just do something completely silly. You could be in your room. Don't stay in that state. Be silly, jump around, dance to something, play piano. That's what I do. Play piano or anything physical. Just start doing it. That's gonna release those emotions and instead place a new emotion within you. And then you can live the rest of your day knowing that that feeling that you had before can't beat you. That's how you conquer it, all right? Now, my next piece of advice is for after the panic attack. Not many people think about what happens after. Not many people know what happens after. So after the panic attack, the first thing I want you to do is forgive yourself, all right? Forgive yourself, because a lot of people don't realize that there's a great deal of shame, embarrassment, guilt that goes with having a panic attack. You can feel shameful because of how you behaved, guilty because of how you behaved, shameful because you feel pathetic in that moment. You really do. I mean, I've been there. I'm sure a lot of you have been there too. You tell yourself, oh, why did I act that way? Am I weak? Is there something wrong with me? Am I broken? First of all, you are not broken. Second of all, you are not alone. A lot of us go through this. You have an entire network of people who have gone through this, and believe me, there's nothing to be ashamed about. You are only human, all right? Forgive yourself. My next piece of advice is to plan for the future. After you've had the panic attack, after you've done the steps you need to do, after you've calmed down a bit, analyze what made you have the panic attack, and then ask yourself, how did you behave? And then tell yourself, how can you behave differently? How can you react differently to those situations? Because chances are you're going to go through that again, and probably through the same things, because most of the triggers are always going to be the same triggers. Some of them might be different. You may have multiple ones, but just analyze how you can behave differently so that in the future, when one of those panic attacks come out, you can go ahead and react differently. You can be proud because you took the steps, you conquered that fear, and you reacted in a very, very elegant way, all right? So in closing, I hope this helped you guys. These are things that have helped me throughout my life, and I'm just really, really hoping that some of it helps you guys, all right? And once again, if you guys feel like you're in a moment of crisis, just understand you're not alone. And there are resources out there, like I said, hotlines. There are phone numbers you can call, there are websites you can go to. Get a support system, a network of wonderful people who love you and are here to support you, because that's what's going to get you through your days. Just remember you are not alone. And that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this helps in any way. But yeah, I just hope it helps. But yeah, remember, my name is Harry J. Pacheco. Don't ask what the J stands for. Bye, guys.